Hi guys, and today we will be looking at a brand new tooled rolling stock from Rapido Trains UK. And this is the South Eastern Chatham Railway 6-wheeled brake van in the South Eastern Chatham Railway grey with black underframes. The product code for this is 931001 and I got mine from Hatton's for £33.96, and this is a Era 2 rolling stock. I do like Era 2 and I do like my brake vans. When Rapido announced they were doing this, it was a must for me to go with a few of my South Eastern Chatham Railway stuff. So let's get into review and see if it's worth the £33.96, shall we? Starting off at the leaflet and the detail bag you get. The detail bag you get is wagon label clips. That's the only bit of detail you get to add yourself to your preference or photos you've seen. We do get a leaflet with the history of this Se&Cr 6-wheeled brake van. It's full of history of what they're all about, as long as we've a preserved one at the Kenton East Sussex Railway. Then on the other side, you get a little bit about what's coming up in future products. You also get a little bit of information on how to add the detail parts. It tells you to use PVA glue, just a little bit with a cocktail stick, to add to where you need the detail parts going if you would like to add them. Moving on to the front or back of this brake van, depending on your preference. We do have a NEM coupling already applied to both ends. We also have the correct buffers for the areas. They're not sprung, they are plastic. We also have a few bits of rivets as well and a hook in the centre too. The buffer beam and housing is in the grey of the South Eastern Chatham. Moving on up, we do have some panelling work going on again. Delivery of this is grey. It looks like we have at least 2 lamp irons sticking out, holders sticking out in white. You can also see a few handrails dotted around for the outside as well. If you look in the window, you can see some glazing as well. There's also some bracing in the centre of the veranda at the front, which Rapido have modelled as well. As we move on to the side of this 6-wheeled brake van, both sides of this brake van are exactly the same to me. We do have fine sepulchred plastic handrails in white. We also have the livery, which is in South Eastern Chatham Railway grey, with the words Goods Brake on the side. Above that we do have the initials of the company, which is South Eastern Chatham Railway. We also have the number of this brake van or goods van, which is 2033. We also have it saying it's 20 tonnes as well. We also have some doors that are already applied at the factory by Rapido, which again are in a wood effect as well. We have 2 verandas on this one. There also is a 1 veranda one, which is from Rails of Sheffield. We have 1 massive footboard, and we also have 2 tiny footboards at either end of the verandas, which look to be separately applied as well. We also have axles and springs going on down there too. On the sole bar, I believe there is probably a builder's plate as well, and a few more details on the sole bar too. As we do a look at the roof, now the roof is in a white. We also have the stove chimney in black. There's no rain ducts or anything on it, as far as I'm aware. There's one thing inside I did want to show you, but I can't seem to get mine off. That's if you slowly take the roof off with your fingernail. Inside, the interior is painted. I think it's in cream. The wood is in a wood colour. There's also a stove, a table and a chair, which is in brown. Hopefully I can find some pictures from Rapido's website, but sadly I can't get into it, and Rapido say you take the roof off with your thumbnail and then you just glue it back on. I'm a little bit heavy-handed, so I don't really want to try and yank it off, but it's all there. I've seen some photos, it's all there, all painted. It looks wonderful. And finally, as we do an underneath look here, the underneath of this is quite impressive. As you can tell, we have 6 wheels, and they all are metal wheels with the correct spoking too to go with it. We have the couplings already applied, which are NEM ones. We also have the brake rigging applied too. We have some bracing under there as well. We have a couple of screws, I think, to take off the shell if you really wanted to. There's a lot of separately applied detail under it. Some of it I don't even know what it is. Everywhere you look, you can see it. We've got to see the axles and springs too. From this view, you can also see the separately applied 2 lots of footboards that it has as well. Before I give my opinion on this brake van and tell you what it ran with, coming up next will be the usual second radius and points test. Because it's so small and it's 6-wheeled, I do a second radius and points test to see if it can manage them. So here goes, shall we? So yeah, it managed the points test and second radius pretty well. I knew it would manage all of them. I have heard a few reports that it struggles over some point work. It derails a little bit, the middle axle derails. But not in my case, it ran it perfectly fine, no issues whatsoever, and it's quite complicated the bit it ran in. The loco that was pulling this South East and Chatham train was a South East and Chatham C-Class by Bachmann. It's the only freightish loco I've got from the South East and Chatham Railway. The brake van itself, like I said, I got mine from Hatton's for £33.96, which isn't a bad price this day and age, the way things are going. If you're going to buy it from Rapido themselves, it's a little bit more, but not too much. It's £39.95. But this does come with underframe metalwork. It's rebuilt 2 verandas conditions, which is correct. We also have high detail body, which is, yeah, nothing fell off mine at all, perfectly fine. We also have high detail underframes as well as many separate parts. We have split spoke wheels, which is correct. We also have metal bearings as well in the wheels. The one thing that astonishes me is inside the model itself, inside the brake van. They have gone to a lot of work to paint all that, to brace it as well. You can see them bracing as well with the picture I used. Simply fantastic. This is probably the best brake van I have in my collection, which best brake van I have for the money. If you can build one of these for £33 in this high detail, painted with no issues, then get on with it. But you can't. Simply, you just can't build to that quality. It is simply stunning what's inside there. Rapido gone to a lot of work and it's paid off. Like I said, for £33.96, it's not a bad price. Not the way the hobby's going, it's still quite cheap. I truly highly recommend this brake van for most people. You can get it in many liveries, in many forms. Rails of Sheffield do a 1 veranda variety, which I think is the earliest one. We also have this preserved brake van as well from another model shop. There's a Southern one, there's I think a BR one, I think there's an Engineers one as well. So you've got no excuse to buy them really. I know I say it's about every model, but this is a massive thumbs up from me. Really happy with it, to the point I might actually buy another one. So guys, that's a big thumbs up from me. Hopefully I will see you in the next review, so please take care and goodbye.